Welcome to the Olympus Report, demigods, monsters, and gods alike. The Percy Jackson show was fantastic, and it was the adaptation that we had all been waiting for. But with that being said, there were some changes I didn't necessarily agree with. Here's my top 5 pick for the worst changes to the show. Number 5. Encountering Echidna on the train. Overall, I thought the St. Louis Arch episode was handled pretty well. But looking back, I don't think encountering Echidna early on the train really added anything to the episode. In fact, I think it took away the suspense, meeting her so early on. And as a result, Percy was poisoned, which I think took away from the battle at the end, since Percy wasn't at 100%. This also changed the reasoning for visiting the Arch in the first place. I liked in the book how it was a fun pit stop, showcasing Annabeth's love of architecture. This was kinda lost in the show. Plus, I think it took away time that could have been given to other scenes that were cut. For example, Percy talking to the Nereid in the river. Number 4. Percy's fear of water. They gave Percy a slight water phobia in the show, something that was very much not in the book. In fact, Percy had always said that he felt a sense of calm and safety near the water. And honestly, I'm not really sure that this phobia ever paid off in the show. From what I gathered, they did this to show his resentment towards Poseidon, which he eventually lets go of when Poseidon saves him. But I think all of that could have still been accomplished without giving Percy a water phobia. Number 3. The Hephaestus trap. I'm okay with having Hephaestus in the show, but I don't get why they changed the trap. And honestly, it kind of opened up some plot holes and it just really didn't make sense. Who was this trap designed for? It couldn't have been for Percy and Annabeth. Hephaestus had no idea that Ares would recruit 2 kids to find his shield. So that would mean that the trap was designed for Ares and Aphrodite, to trap them and humiliate them, something that Hephaestus has done multiple times within Greek mythology. But this trap required self-sacrifice, something neither of those gods would have done. So who was he expecting to trap in there? Don't get me wrong, it's a fantastic, emotional, heartwarming scene. It just doesn't make sense. Number 2. The Lotus Hotel. If you watched my weekly breakdown of the show, you know I was not a fan of this episode. It was just kinda all over the place. I don't think we needed Hermes in the show. And all of the stuff about Luke came too early. We're supposed to hate him for 4 books. He's the villain. Until all of a sudden we learn more about him and then we feel bad for him. Right now, I feel like they're just making him too sympathetic. The whole point of the Lotus Hotel and Casino was to sidetrack them. They were supposed to get lost in there and have fun. And it kinda was just super boring. I wanted water slides and arcades, and instead we got a bunch of old people playing poker and blackjack. And not the cool blackjack. I've said it once and I'm gonna say it again. I just think the movie did this scene better. And also, why did Augustus run when Percy called out to him? It just makes no sense. Number 1. Knowing every single danger and trap. This one has been talked about a lot. I appreciate trying to make Percy smarter and somewhat of an expert on Greek mythology. But come on, it was literally every situation they walked into. It took the suspense out of it. The fun of the book was trying to figure out what danger Percy had walked into. Who is this monster? But that was lost in the show. I think there needed to be a balance. And if they did this to save time, I don't necessarily agree, because honestly, I think the episodes needed to be longer and more fleshed out. The episodes were fun, but there's always room to improve. What changes did you not like from the show? Let me know down below. But until next time, I'm signing off. And please, as always, stay safe.